Hi, this is another video of a second furnace that I have. This model is a Miller. Um, it's designed for a mobile home, and I'm a big fan of the mobile home furnaces because they're just so small and they produce a good amount of heat. So they're pretty good stuff, and I find them all the time, or find parts for them everywhere because people are just getting rid of them or just upsizing or downsizing or whatever. And this one I actually got for free because the oil company that we used to use uh, let us borrow it when we were renovating a rental house that we now have tenants in, and they mistakenly left it in our basement when they said they were going to come and get it, but they never did. And 8 years went by, and then the company went out of business, and it was stuck in the basement. So I decided to go down there with a dolly and grab it, and now it's heating my dad's workshop. And I'm going to show you it, and here we go. Um, Now, here it is. I've hooked it up so that it sits on a plywood base made of 2x4s, and it sits right there on the concrete floor. And then what it does is the air comes down through the firebox from the blower above. It's above blower for some reason. But then the blower blows it through the firebox and down underneath through the 2x4 frame, and then up through these two 8-inch pipes, plus a 6-inch in the back that just blows it down towards the floor. And then the oil burner right here. And this one is a Miller gun, and it has a really, really big iron core transformer for some reason. But it seems to work fine. I've had, when I first fired it up, I had problems, like 11 problems with the whole thing. Or actually not 11 problems, but it took me 11 times to fix it. And the thing, I had to take 5 gallons of soot from my vacuum cleaner out of the firebox and the heat exchanger and everything. And I installed a new Firomatic valve because it was missing. And then the junction box for the primary is missing, but it just sits on top of the motor right here, in right there, and it seems to work fine the way it is. The door always stays open, but they always say to keep it closed because there's no other access way for air to get in. If I closed it, then the furnace would go out and shut off. And yeah, it's pretty much that way. And then I have an improvised air filter on the thing that doesn't work anymore because it warped from our moist environment. I mean, not moist environment, but just the humid air in the summertime ruins the filter because it's not in a frame. It's just velcroed to the door. It has the standard 3/8 inch copper tube going to the oil line through a General Model 1A25 B oil filter, and it's right there, and then it goes into a standard gate valve that I can open and close, and I have gotten into the practice of closing it every night because, just in case, because this thing's so old that I've had things leak before, and I don't really want that to happen because it stinks up my workshop. And that smell does not go away. It's really hard to get out of anything, especially my clothes, so I only wear specific clothes when I'm working on things like that. It has a 35-gallon plastic barrel for the fuel oil, and I know that is definitely a wrong barrel for fuel oil, but it was given to me as a friend from a friend, and it had fuel oil already in, or residue in it. So I just cut a hole in the top of it so I could fill it from here, and threaded the black iron pipe for the filter into the thing like that. But then I realized it started leaking about a year and a half ago out of the thread, so I had to tighten that up. But other than that, it's all good. I really would like to get a metal tank. It would be best. I don't need anything bigger than 55 gallons anyway. But in one of my other videos, I have a fuel tank that came from the other furnace that I have. It's a Lennox forced hot air furnace as well, and it came with the fuel tank, and this is the fuel tank right here. So I probably could use that, but it ended up having a lot of grit and moisture at the bottom of the tank when I got it. Like I said in the other video, I took about 5 gallons of water out of the heating oil that came in that tank, but I got 10 gallons of heating oil out, so it was really good. So other than that, it's all good for that. And then it vents out through the wall through a 4-inch flexible pipe, and then connects into a solid pipe up there through the wall, and then there's a metal Bestis flange that connects it through the wall, and then on the other side it goes out about 6 feet and then up about 6 feet, and then it has a bracket that holds it and vents it right there, because the exhaust gases are so cool to the temperature that it doesn't really need to be vented into a chimney really, but it should be. But since I used metal Bestis pipe going out, and I went so far away from the building, that it should be fine. Other than that, it heats my workshop. I love it. So, yeah. So, if you have any questions, or if you want to just comment or rate, please do so. And I hope you liked the video. Thanks.